Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lyra and Lily. So I had a really messed up nightmare last night. And it's been bugging me all day. And, you know how, I've been talking about how, the more I've healed, the more darker and darker of the things that have happened to me have been coming through. And, I finally hit the core. And it's just this pit in my stomach, just this fire of things that I can never repeat out loud unless I really, really, really trusted someone. I can't believe, it makes me just not even trust anybody. I mean, I know I trust people, but this shit is so twisted that I just can't process it. And the only thing that I can think about right now is I heard it in my head, just remember your heart, and maybe that's the sacrifice, that some people are destined to make, I thought what happened to me after I turned 19 was fucked up. That's just petty shit. And, it's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And I'm so glad these things happen in layers. Because if I'd figured this out, remember this way sooner, I would probably Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lyra and Lily with Angela. Sorry I'm so quiet. I just woke up, and I fly a lot in my dreams, but the way I fly is I swim through the air, put my hands out and then I'll get up and it'll take me up, flap like a bird, and then I just swim through the air. And I woke up with the worst, it feels like I've been flying through the air. My shoulders are so sore. I must have been sleeping on them funny. But, the first segment of this is called The Core. And I've been just thinking over this last weekend, and there's just something more I'm supposed to be doing right now. What kind of, no, there is. And I wanted to make an announcement to you guys that I'm not fully stopping the podcast, but I'm just pausing for a little bit because I gotta make some big life moves, and I gotta get some stuff figured out, and then I will come back. And I really wanted to thank you guys for coming this far with me on the journey. Also, when I do start recording again, I'll post it on my Instagram. But I wish I could tell you it was just gonna be a week or a month. But I don't know. I don't know. I've always, when it comes to endeavors, like with my podcast, I've been able to complete what I needed to complete with my podcast, if that makes sense. Like, the reason I got pulled to do my podcast was to share my story. I guess that's kind of my thing right now, is I'm done with the past, and not to say it in like, oh my god, I'm done with the past. It's just sorry, this is morning voice. It's not that I'm done with the past, like in the sense of like, oh, I'm angry, and so especially this Easter long weekend, like, I used the perspective, of the transformation that he goes through. The story of Jesus Christ, how he rises, I was kind of thinking about it, the other day, and I'm not here to talk bad about anybody's religion. This is just an epiphany, a connection my brain made, which makes sense, He was put on the cross for being persecuted. And then when he rose again, it could be seen, metaphorically. Like, he could still have risen, but also his soul lived on by people that saw the injustice, that took that forward into history. And it's also sorry. It's also like, what is it? Give me one moment. It's like the Salem witch trials. The most, well, yeah, I guess it is one of the most extreme examples, but the way the movie is set up it's very eye-opening. Like, it's called V is for Vendetta. Now, I'm not saying blow people up, but what I'm saying is the way that, he was trying to shed light. And at the end of the movie, when they do actually blow up the Parliament building. Now, this is a movie. I am not referencing this for anybody to do this. This, just a disclaimer. It's just a movie that I watched yesterday that helped put some things into perspective regarding, like, for me, I've always been, like, super sheltered and kind of desensitized to a lot of the really scary things in the world. And I would say over these last few months, I really began to notice the same cycle, the same pattern over and over and over again about a villain and a superhero and the spectators, but ouch. Oh, just cracked my arm. Okay, that felt weird, but you know what I mean? Like, I was also thinking about it yesterday. I was like, actually that doesn't make sense, because now thinking about it again, basically what I was thinking about, how I was like, the mind is like the big sister, the heart is like the little sister. My mind logically can understand why people do these things, and then, but my heart can't. So that's why, you have the protector. Oh. You have the protector, and then you have the innocence, I guess you could call it, your heart. And for me, like, I guess I've really just gotten to know my two sides, like my protector and my heart, my big sister and my little sister. And I've just become so aware how, each side feels. Like, if I'm more in my mental energy, I'm actually more in a fight or flight state. So, like, I can become, like, fidgety, I'm scared, like, super anxiety. My head just goes in circles. And, it's fear, right? Fear is a scary thing. And especially because in situations for me, because my heart doesn't understand why these people are hurting people, so I've got my brain that's going and trying to logically figure out why these people are being this way, or this and that, and then, I've got pressures going on outside of myself, around myself, different opinions, different viewpoints. And then I have my own personal one in my heart. And it just gives me so much confusion. And then on the opposite side of the scale, so if I'm just really in my heart, or like my little sister, I'm too giving. It's not that I'm too giving, I'm just giving to the wrong people. I haven't found my tribe, I guess you could call it. But also, if I'm in one or the other too much, I feel unbalanced. But I'm slowly, moving towards the heart. I'm just learning that I can balance the two, but sit in one end more than the other, with the other one just supporting it. And what I've learned to do is really sit in my heart and treasure that, embrace it fully, and then support it with the bigger sister or the more logical side. So when it comes to my safety, or when it comes to just different things like that. And what else? I'm just thinking. I guess slow but steady does win the race. It is very true. Also, don't I don't know, it just sounds, I don't like the way it started. When you move forward on this journey, want you to take 2 things with you. Maybe 3. First one, love is always around you. Even if it doesn't show up in the way you expect, it shows up in the bird, the way the wind caresses your back. If the wind is to your back, you can sometimes just feel it pushing you. The waves. Sometimes the world is so quiet and I pull out my headphones and I forget. Whether it's your plants even, my plants have proven to me that they communicate or something, because I gotta believe it, because they always like to reach for each other, right? And love is the answer, because it's everything. What if the problem was all over the world? We all just loved so much that we were afraid to give it to each other. Second thing, I know you may be scared maybe, or something. It could be going on in your life, or maybe you're calm. But we all have these moments where we're scared or we're lost. And I hope that if you ever feel called to, you re-listen to one of my podcasts. And just know that you're a beautiful person on the inside out, through every expression of who you are. And I'm proud of you, and I'm so grateful. And last but not least, I want to thank you for being here on this part of my journey. This moment, right here, right now, is kind of like a completion. It's my last present from the past, my last insight from the past. It's not that I don't honor what I've been through. It's not that I won't disregard what I've been through. I've just really started to value the now and the future. And for me, I need to say goodbye to my past. I've had so many repressed memories come up I didn't even exist, and if you had told me they would have happened, I would have told you no, they didn't. But I was patient, and things came up, and I'm not saying I'm perfect or the healing's over. It's not. I've just allowed so many things to come to the surface, and when they did come to the surface, I was waiting for them. I was ready for them, and it was just like this little hole of darkness, just everything coming up, and I was processing it, and I was being patient, and I've never been patient with my life. However, even though everybody says you don't stop growing, you don't stop healing, I personally, on my personal journey, I'm ready. I'm not putting any limits on myself. Right now, there's a white wall in front of me that I can walk right through, but I don't know what's on the other side. And I'm gonna take one step at a time, day by day, moment by moment, breath by breath. And I hope if there's anything that my podcast has helped you with since I started it, is to let you guys know you're not alone. I heard this in a movie, V is for Vendetta. She's reading this letter, and at the end of it, it's read aloud by the woman actor who plays this woman. And this last part really sunk in. It may not be word for word, but I just want to let you know. But it's very powerful, so here we go. Even though you do not know me personally, even though I think I'm going to put my own spin on it, but I'm going to put my own spin on it, but it's from that movie just because I want to, give credit to that movie for sparking it. This one just needs to come from the heart. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being there with your ears and your heart wide open through these moments that I've been struggling, that I personally have, even though I'm here inspiring you, you guys have been the ones inspiring me. You all have inspired me to share my story, to continue to finally just let it out. I wanna let you guys know something. Right now, as you're listening to this episode, you are currently living your present moment. And as I'm recording this, I'm living my present moment. The beautiful things about present moments that can be encompassed inside something like a podcast is it's there forever. I've always understood from a young age that my goal was to leave wisdom, and when I first started thinking about all these things that I was becoming aware of, and my purpose in this lifetime, I just was I was excited, but each thing added like this big word. Like the way I can describe it, the way my brain shows it to me, is just this word lit up, but it's really heavy, like it's block letters. And even it's just that it feels bigger than yourself. Like I could totally sit here and just think about me and myself and just me giving this podcast right here. Or I could think about the people I know who are listening to this. Hi, guys. Or I could imagine all the people who will hear this. As in, kind of what I'm trying to say is I'm grateful for all of you. Even if you're just here for one episode, I'm still grateful. Because my story has been one that's been needed to share. And at 9 years old, after my mom passing away and living with our auntie, and then the foster homes after that, at that age, I too then was trying to record my story. It was really big letters and in a little Mickey Mouse book. But I have plans. My story's not over yet. And I have plans for when I do pass away. That I am able to bring more guidance to the world. And that's my plan. My personal New Year is coming up on the 23rd of April this month. The year is 2021. I'm gonna look back at this years later from now. I'm gonna be so proud. This right here, I can feel it. Just, it's time. I will see you out there, guys. I'll be out there somewhere. I don't know where yet. But I have a lot of love to shed and a lot of light to bring. And letting go of my past gives me strength and ambition in my present, so I can change the world in the future. I love you all. And I don't know, I'm not really good at goodbyes. I guess it's not a goodbye. it's just a transition. And it's not to say I won't record another episode. It just, it might be few and far between. But I will keep my Instagram and the Facebook page updated with information on my podcast. And yeah, I'm excited, guys. I just have some big changes to make and some big life moves, and I gotta create my present and my future so I can come back and give you guys some new knowledge. That's exactly what happened between the last podcast and this podcast. Is it kind of takes time to build knowledge for me. But I love you all, and I hope you have a great day. And thank you again to coming and listening to my podcast, Lyra and Lily. And this is your host, Angela. Bye.